Sisters Michelle and Christine from Worcester were exposed to a harmful drug which has left a toxic legacy. Their mother was given an anti-miscarriage drug called Diethlystilbestrol in the 1960s while pregnant. The sisters were poisoned in the womb.
This drug has definitely cast a shadow over all our lives, hasn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
From an early age, they were screened for cancers of the reproductive system that were linked to DES exposure.
I was 15 when I first went for the first examination. It was horrendous. The pain was so bad, I passed out.
Decades of health problems followed. Both women nearly died in childbirth and suffered years of fertility complications.
The first birth was very traumatic and she nearly died. Second one, I had to have a cesarean. Third one, I had a miscarriage, and then I had to have the hysterectomy.
DES was once hailed as a wonder drug, but has become a medical disaster. From the 1930s to the early 1980s, it was prescribed to millions of women around the globe to treat pregnancy complications. But it was later found to cause a rare type of vaginal cancer and infertility in the daughters of those who took it. While the scandal is still largely unknown in the UK, in countries like the Netherlands, there have been legal battles and compensation claims.
The mental harm was bigger with me than the physical harm. I felt so alone.
Ingrid developed cancer as a teenager and was unable to have children.
I think I would be a wonderful mother. A very good mother. Not that I would like 12 children, but 2 or 3 would have been nice.
How would you describe the impact DES has had on your life?
It still hurts. It's unbelievable, but it still hurts.
In 2007, she received one of the largest payouts in the Netherlands of more than €120,000.
It will never compensate the problems and the drama that I had. Yes. I'd rather be healthy and have a partner and children.
It came after a landmark court ruling.
The Dutch Supreme Court has now ruled that women can sue.
A multi-million euro compensation scheme was established, paid for by the pharmaceutical companies that produced the drug. Greater awareness of the drug here means women also receive specialist medical care. Every major hospital has a DES dedicated doctor.
We screen them every 2 years. It is important because there is an increased risk of cervical cancer. We keep on monitoring until they're 60 years old.
That's all in stark contrast to the UK, where there is no national screening programme. In fact, our investigation has discovered how over many years the health authorities have failed to protect women.
My team and I have spent months in libraries and archives searching for evidence of regulatory action around this harmful drug. Links to cancer were known about in the early 1970s, yet we've spoken to midwives who say pregnant women in the UK were still being given DES as late as 1979. And some may never know the truth because as time has passed, medical records have been lost or destroyed.
The UK medicines regulator had claimed that doctors were advised to stop using DES in 1973. But following our reporting, they have now for the first time admitted that never happened. It failed to act.
This was a drug that was prescribed on the NHS for decades. Warnings about the sinister side effects were ignored for years. There was a regulatory failure.
We are looking at this issue of what happens when the state fails and how we do effective redress, remedy and compensation more broadly. There are lots of historic injustices and historic cases.
You say it's historic though. Women tell me this is happening to them right now. They are suffering today, the horrendous side effects. It's been passed down the generations. Do you accept this is a current issue? It's not historic?
I absolutely accept that there will be women suffering today as a result of those past failures.
And campaigners are now considering legal action for those state failures.
this is a government failure, it's a systemic failure, and a state compensation fund should be made available for those men and women who have been through unspeakable trauma, infertility, cancers.
And where does the harm stop? Michelle and Christine are now facing the frightening possibility that their own daughters could be impacted by DES, the third generation harmed by this drug.
Last year I went for my cervical smear test, which came back not clear. Ever since that, I've just felt full of dread and anxiety. It's just a constant worry. And I took those worries to my GP, and it was a waste of time. I didn't know what DES was. So it was kind of humiliating, sat there trying to explain myself. Someone needs to be held accountable for what they've done to our whole family.
Yeah, you're right, it did take a big part of our lives away.
The dark truths about the impact of DES are still only now coming to light. And for these women, the fight for justice is just beginning. Sarah Corker, ITV News.